My strangest camper story is actually as old as Blazes itself. It happened the first year Blaze ever existed back in 2008, and I will never forget what happened. So I'll never forget the first summer I was a cabin leader. It seemed like a normal week. We had a whole new batch of campers come in and everything was going as normal. And then the second night I was sleeping, all the kids were asleep, and I heard a knock on the door. That happens a lot with campers, so I got up and I opened the door, and it was one of my campers saying that there was someone else in her bed. And I was kind of half asleep and just sent her back to bed and said I'll be there in a second. And I came out and she was waiting for me, and I looked in her bed, and of course there was another camper in her bed. And I just thought someone had got up to go to the bathroom and got turned around in the dark. So I woke her up, and it was Ashley, and I said, Ashley, you need to go back to your bed. And wake up. What? Ashley, you're in the wrong bed. She, like half asleep, just crawled across the bed, got back into her bed, put the other girl to sleep, and went back to bed. I didn't really think anything about it. The night when no one woke us up again. And then the next night, again, all the kids were asleep. We were in the cabin leader room asleep, and we heard, like I woke up to hear this, it sounded like someone was having a nightmare. They were whimpering in their sleep, not quite screaming, but very upset. And your turn. I was really tired, so I remember trying to wake up my co. Her hand was like dangling over the bed, and I tried to wake her up, but she was sleeping too deeply. So again, I got up and I went to the door and I opened it, and the camper that was having a nightmare was Ashley. And so I went over and I tried to wake her up, and she was really have like a very deep nightmare. And so
they're pulling me down. It's fine. It's just a nightmare. Go back to sleep. It's okay. You're alright.
I finally woke her up, and she just all of a sudden is like screaming about these hands that were coming up and trying to pull her down into her bed, into her mattress, and she's very real nightmare to her. She seemed like it was very real. So again, it was a little weird, a little scary, but I got her to calm down, and she realized it was a dream, I thought, and she went back to sleep. And so I went back to sleep, and again, it was not anything too out of the normal. It was a very descriptive nightmare, but and then the third night happened, and Ashley woke up screaming in her sleep, just screaming. So again, I came running out of the cabin leader room. I had no idea what was happening, and she screamed, but she's still sleeping. And all of a sudden, she sits like straight up in her bed and just points across the room and is screaming. And I turn and look, and there was nothing. But she all of a sudden points and just starts screaming about this woman that she can see in a white dress.
The white dress with
And
the
she
blood,
has
the
blood
on her
all
face.
over her face. And there was nothing there, but she just was so terrified, and she just kept pointing, and it took so long to get her to calm down and go back to sleep. And I don't know, it was just like she was so detailed about it, and so seemed so sure of herself. So I eventually got her to go back to sleep, and there was nothing in the room. There was nothing there, I guess. So I went back to bed, and again, it's a little, I don't know, weird, but didn't think a ton of it. Partway through the week, we started to realize just how strange Ashley was. We have a weekly talent show that all the campers from camp can sign up for and perform whatever they want. Most of them will get up and sing, but Ashley told us that she wanted to tell jokes. And she was a fairly quiet, serious camper, so we weren't quite sure what to expect, but we could have never predicted what she did. She got up to the front of the room and, with the microphone, with the most serious deadpan face, said to the audience, "Why did the monkey cross the road?" And then, with the most deadpan face, not a smile, nothing, just goes, "Because it wanted to die." And then handed the microphone back to whoever was hosting and just turned and walked back to her seat. Didn't crack a smile, nothing. And that's when we kind of got a sense of how strange she was. A couple weeks later, we had a new batch of campers in from a completely different city, completely different area, no way of knowing Ashley or any of the girls that had been in the cabin that week. But again, we woke up to a camper, upset, having nightmares in her sleep. And I came out and I tried to calm her down, and she described the exact same thing to me, and she was sleeping in the same bed that Ashley had been. The other strange things that happened that summer was happened on a weekend. There were no campers in. My co-cabin leader had gone home for the weekend, and I was alone in the cabin. In fact, Blaze itself was pretty deserted. And I'd gone to bed and was sleeping when all of a sudden I woke up. It sounded like someone was walking up and down the hallway outside my room. And especially after all the things that had happened that summer, I just got out of bed and had to check. So I opened the door, and there was no one there at all. Like, I went through the whole cabin, there was no one there. So I went back to bed, and I remember locking the door to my room because I was just so unsettled. And I got back into bed, and I was starting to drift off to sleep again when I heard the toilet flush. And after that, I don't remember sleeping the rest of that night, and just never wanting to be alone in the cabin again. And since then, we've just heard so many creepy stories about Cabin 2 and creaks in the night and just weird, scary little things. And that's where it all started.
Why did the monkey cross the road? Because it wanted to die.